You are part of a generation that is reimagining self-care. For you, health isn't just about looking good. It's about being well. It's not enough to survive. You want to thrive. You've grown up in a world that never stops. Notifications, screens, pressures. And yet, you know something deeper. The real power lies in balance, in routines that care for your mind and body, in the quiet space between scrolling and living. This book is your guide to building a healthy lifestyle, not the kind that drains you, but the kind that strengthens you. We'll talk about mental hygiene, about how meditation and journaling can reshape your inner world. We'll explore the role of technology, not as an enemy, but as a tool for wellness. We'll walk through fitness, sleep, and nutrition, and how they matter more than you might think. We'll connect it all to purpose, identity, and values, because self-improvement isn't about copying someone else's life. It's about discovering your own. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your mind settle into this moment, because everything you are about to hear is meant to guide you gently toward a healthier, calmer, more centered version of yourself. Imagine that you are sitting somewhere quiet, maybe in your room, maybe outdoors, maybe somewhere you feel safe. This is your time, a space where no one is judging you, no one is rushing you, no one is expecting anything from you. You are here simply to reconnect with yourself, nothing more, nothing less. You already know how loud life can feel. Notifications, responsibilities, endless scrolling, comparisons you never asked for, expectations you never agreed to. You might feel like your mind is always moving, always thinking, always planning or worrying or replaying. And in the middle of all that noise, a small part of you whispers that you want something softer, something healthier, something calmer. You want to feel good again. You want to feel like you are living your life, not just reacting to everything around you. And that desire, that little calling inside you, is powerful. Today, you begin learning how to live in a healthier body and a more peaceful mind, without running away from the modern world. Instead, you learn to shape it. You learn to shape your habits, your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, and most importantly, your relationship with yourself. This isn't about perfection. This isn't about becoming someone completely different. This is about becoming more of who you really are underneath the noise. There's a version of you that is calm, a version that is confident, a version that trusts their instincts, takes care of their body, listens to their emotions, and makes decisions from clarity, not fear. A version that doesn't get lost in other people's opinions. That version already exists inside you. It's not something you need to build. It's something you need to uncover, and the process begins with awareness. Think about how you treat your mind. You brush your teeth every day because you know your teeth need care. But what about your thoughts? What about your emotions? Mental hygiene is just as important as physical hygiene. And yet many people only think about their mental health when something goes wrong. But your mind deserves daily maintenance. Your mind deserves a moment of silence, a moment of reflection, a moment to simply breathe. Imagine starting your day with a gentle ritual that tells your mind, you are safe, you are supported. It could be journaling, writing down everything that's sitting inside your chest. It could be taking 3 minutes of stillness with closed eyes. It could be stretching your body just enough to remind it that you care. It could be taking a slow, deep breath before you touch your phone. Small acts build strong foundations. You don't need a dramatic morning routine. You only need intention, that you also live in a digital world that constantly demands your attention. But your attention is precious. It shapes your mood, your identity, your confidence, your self-image, and your future. Every time you lose your attention, you lose a little bit of yourself. But every time you reclaim your attention, even for a few seconds, you become stronger. You become clearer. You become more present. You don't need to quit technology to be healthy. You only need to learn how to use it without letting it use you. Imagine scrolling with awareness. Imagine noticing how your body feels when you consume certain types of content. Does it make you anxious? Does it make you doubt yourself? Does it make you feel inspired? Does it make you feel numb? Becoming aware of what content does to you is the first step to controlling your digital life, rather than being controlled by it. You deserve a digital environment that supports your mental health instead of draining it. Removing toxic accounts, muting negativity, and limiting mindless scrolling are not acts of discipline, they are acts of self-love. You are protecting your peace. You are guarding your energy, and your energy is sacred. But caring for your mind is only one part of living a healthy lifestyle. Your body matters deeply, not because of how it looks, but because of how it feels. Your body is the home your life happens in. When your body feels heavy, tired, or neglected, everything else begins to feel harder. And when your body feels strong and supported, even small movement or light exercise can shift your entire mood. Living a healthy lifestyle doesn't require extreme workouts or strict diets. It requires consistency. It requires respect. Even a 10-minute walk is an act of self-improvement. Even drinking more water is progress. Even sleeping earlier is growth. And every time you make a small healthy choice, your brain registers a message, I matter. The food you eat gives your body energy, but it also feeds your mood. Your brain uses nutrients to think clearly, to regulate emotions, to stay awake, to heal, to remember. When you eat better, your mind becomes better. When you move your body, your stress reduces. When you sleep enough, your confidence improves. Everything is connected. You are not separate pieces, you are one whole system working together. Taking care of yourself also means understanding your emotions. Many people ignore their feelings because they're uncomfortable. But emotions aren't problems. They are signals. They tell you what needs attention, what needs healing, what needs to change. When you allow yourself to feel without judgment, you become emotionally strong. When you ignore your feelings, they only grow louder. You might have moments when you feel overwhelmed, uncertain, anxious, or stuck, and that's okay. These emotions don't mean you're failing. They mean you're human. The goal is not to avoid difficult emotions. The goal is to sit with them without letting them define you. You can acknowledge anxiety without becoming it. You can acknowledge sadness without drowning in it. You can acknowledge stress without letting it control your choices. You are stronger than your emotions. You are deeper than your thoughts. You are more grounded than your fears. And the more you practice self-awareness, the more you learn to respond instead of react. Reacting is automatic. Responding is powerful. Another part of self-improvement is discovering who you really are, the version of you that exists when no one is watching. You don't need to live a life that impresses others. You need to live a life that expresses you, your values, your dreams, your energy, your creativity, your authenticity. When you make choices that match who you truly are, life begins to feel aligned, peaceful, and meaningful. Think about what matters to you. Think about what excites you. Think about what drains you. Think about what you want to create in your life. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You only need to know the next small step. One step at a time is more than enough. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Slow progress is still progress. There will be days you feel motivated and days you feel lost. Days you feel strong and days you feel tired. Days you feel proud and days you feel disappointed. This is normal. Growth is not a straight line. Healing is not a straight line. Confidence is not a straight line. What matters is that you return to yourself again and again. Every morning is a reset. Every breath is a reset. Every small decision is a reset. You can start fresh anytime you choose. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You just need willingness. Imagine the future version of yourself who feels balanced, healthy, grounded, calm, and confident. Imagine their routines. Imagine their mindset. Imagine how they speak to themselves. That version of you is not imaginary. It is simply a future reflection of the choices you begin making today, that you are not behind. You are not failing. You are becoming. You are growing. You are learning how to be present, how to be intentional, how to live with purpose, how to take care of your mind and body with compassion instead of punishment. You deserve a life where your mind feels peaceful. You deserve a body that feels energized. You deserve habits that uplift you. You deserve relationships that respect you. You deserve moments of rest. You deserve joy. You deserve clarity. You deserve to feel proud of yourself without comparing your journey to anyone else. You deserve to live in the moment. Let this moment be your beginning. Not a dramatic transformation, but a gentle shift. A quiet commitment to yourself. A promise to be patient with your progress. A promise to breathe deeper. A promise to show up even when it's hard. A promise to love yourself with honesty, even on the days you feel imperfect. You are capable of a beautiful life, one step, one breath, one moment at a time. And that moment begins now.